Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, December 21st, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Before we start, though, I do just want to say I was looking at the statistics of the channel, and it looks like rarely ever do any of the views go for longer than a minute, and these videos are longer than a minute. So, I mean, do what you gotta do, guys. Put it on 2x speed. Just listen to it instead of watching. You don't have to watch anything. It's just me. This is easily just listenable. Put it on, and you're just walking around. I don't know, do something if you want your sports update. But I would appreciate it. If you like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. But we are on a bit of a tight schedule here. And we are on a bit of a tight schedule. We have so much to talk about. So let's get into it. We'll start with the Warriors, who I've been very critical of over the past week or so. And although I will say it was not pretty, um, the Warriors won last night. Finally won a game. They played the Phoenix Suns again. And they won 119 to 116, a close game, just like the last game. And I think that this is a good sign. We always talk about how the Sharks are very resilient and when they go down and they come back and they never give up. But the Warriors did that today, or last night rather. Um, they were down 12 points at the end of the first quarter. Their biggest deficit was 14. And then the second quarter, they managed to outscore the Suns by 9. And then in the third quarter, and really it was from the midway through the second quarter pretty much, and then through the third quarter, it was just a three barrage for the Warriors. They shot the ball pretty well, 17 threes in this game. They did shoot 49 of them, but they still made threes, and that was big. Jimmy Butler, Will Richard, and of course the three master himself, Steph Curry. And even pods, they were dropping in threes like crazy. Will Richard had 20 points in 19 minutes. He shot 85%. He was perfect from three. Jimmy Butler had 25 points in 35 minutes. And Steph Curry, 28 points, 10 boards, 6 assists in 35 minutes. To the plus 13 plus minus. This was a great performance, and although it got very close at the end, the Warriors were up 11 in the fourth quarter, and the Suns managed to come all the way back. I don't think they ever retook the lead rather, but they did manage to get it close. But Steph Curry kind of closed out the game, and the Warriors were able to win this one, which is awesome. And it's kind of like what I was talking about how Jimmy Butler, how we wanted Steph Curry to bounce back, have a good game, and if Jimmy Butler could continue even in a small, not necessarily going out there scoring 30, but scoring enough. He had 25 points, just the perfect balance, I think. He didn't really fill up the stat sheet otherwise, but Steph did for sure. And I think that this was exactly what we needed to bounce back. Draymond, he got ejected in this game right when we were at our lowest. So that really goes to show, like I was talking about, the resiliency of this team. So that's great. Warriors' next game is not today. It's on Monday. We'll talk about that then. The Sharks played, and unfortunately, they lost to the Seattle Kraken. Now, this was a game that we should have won probably. We were down one, and then we went up by one, scoring 2 goals, and then the Kraken scored the last 3 goals of the game on Askarov, which sucks. And yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, the Sharks were actually shooting. We actually had 36 shots in this game. But Seattle, they had the penalty, the power play opportunity. Or actually, that's not true. They were actually in the box a lot, so we couldn't. I read that wrong. But they won the face-offs more, and that probably contributed to this. I gotta say, I can't watch the Warriors or the Sharks. Physically, I can't watch it. I don't have that. I don't have the capabilities of doing that right now, but we're working on that because I love these teams and I want to get back to them. So anyway, that happened. I'm saving the best for last, so we'll just go with the MLB news. Munetaka Murakami free agent from Japan. He hit 56 homers one year. He's hit 30 plus every year he's played in the Japan Baseball League. And he signed with, believe it or not, the Chicago White Sox, one of the worst teams in the league. He went to Chicago, and I think this is interesting. It gives him a chance to kind of adapt while not having to have too much pressure put on him, and it makes the White Sox a little bit interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting how on the kind of chatter going around was that his skills wouldn't translate, and I found that very odd. 'Cause he is a great player. I do believe he can succeed, but I was starting to feel he became very overrated. Um, and maybe it made him so overrated that he became underrated. Who knows? Who knows how it's going to work out? I'm excited to see it though. And then there was oh boy, there's a lot to talk about. We really don't have that much time. We gotta hurry this up. College football playoff. We'll talk about that next. Miami beat Texas A&M 10-3. It was a very low scoring game, as you can see. The uh, the first touchdown of the game came late in the fourth quarter. Both teams did not move the ball very well, or at least when they did, they didn't score. Um, yeah, three turnovers for Texas A&M, even though they moved the ball pretty well. They were eight. They had 21 first downs in this game, but three turnovers will derail you there. And then the Canes were 3 for 12 on third down, but they managed to score um, more, obviously. Um, so that was that one. And then Ole Miss beat Tulane 41-10. This is a playoff game, by the way, 41-10. And then Oregon beat JMU 51-34. Maybe that will change some minds about the sort of who gets into the playoff because these games were not competitive, as you can see. Even though JMU put up 34, but they let up 51. So we'll see how that happens. But that's what happened in college. And now we'll get to the part that I'm most excited to talk about. If you're still here, thank you for waiting. To get to the NFL, which happened yesterday, and there were some big. Well, there was one big game, and it was a huge game, a great game, very exciting. We'll talk about the other one first, though, so you gotta keep waiting. The Eagles beat the Commanders 29-18. The Eagles clinch their second consecutive um, NFC East championship, which is the first time a team has won back-to-back NFC East championships since like 2000 something, like 2005 or 6. I'm not completely sure what the stat is, but it has varied a lot. There have been a lot of different winners. No team has won back-to-back, and this time the Eagles did. So that's, good for them, I guess. I mean, we still don't like the Eagles. I still don't think they're contenders yet. Next week is a big test, though. They might, they might get a chance to rest up. We'll see if that happens. But I don't know. And then the Bears beat the Packers in Soldier Field 22-16 in overtime. This game was wild. Okay, the Bears looked very good in their first drive of the game, but after that they didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter. And as for the Packers, Jordan Love got hurt. I believe it was in the second quarter. He got hurt in the second quarter, concussion, and that knocked him out of the game. So Malik Willis came in. And excuse me, I don't know if you're familiar with Malik Willis, but he was drafted out of Liberty to the Titans, and he never really got his chance to play. He was behind Tannehill, and then they drafted Levis. I still think, when he played for Green Bay, he's looked pretty good, honestly. He came in earlier this year against the Giants and played well. And he held his own. This game was very windy, at my dad, and both quarterbacks threw a couple dimes in this game that made it look like there was no wind at all. The kickers did a great job. I don't think the kickers missed. Um, Let's double check that. Yeah, I don't think there was a missed kick in this game, which is crazy considering how windy it was there. So that is very, good job for the kickers. The kickers are doing something right this year. They're doing a great job. But yeah, the Bears were able to tie up the game in the fourth quarter, scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter. The Packers got the ball to start overtime, and there was a fumble on 4th and 1. Um, and then the Bears, this play to score was incredible. It was a 46-yard touchdown pass from Williams. It was play action. He rolled out, and then he threw an absolute dime. Actually, hold on. We got to go back to the fourth down, how the Bears scored their touchdown. I'm sorry, I forgot about this part. Caleb Williams on 4th and 4 from the what? From like the 6-yard line. Full pressure in his face, fading away, throws a Steph Curry fadeaway to the back of the end zone for, who is this? Jade Walker. This is his first game. That's not true. Yeah, no, this is his first catch of the season. Um, Actually, that's not true. His first catch of the season came early in this game. His second catch of the season ties up the game on 4th and 4 with 20 seconds to go in the game. That is incredible. And then in overtime, the Bears scored the 46-yard touchdown to DJ Moore from Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is looking nice. So what does this mean with the Bears winning? It means that the Bears have gone ahead in the NFC North. Um, they lead the Packers now by a game and a half with just 2 games to go, and they don't play each other again in the playoffs. The Bears are 11-4, 1 game behind the Seahawks and the 1 seed, and a game up on the Eagles for the 3 seed. And then they have to play us next week, or we have to play them next week, is really what I should be saying. Um, and maybe they'll be feeling really confident about themselves coming into this game, and they'll lose. They'll be overconfident. I'd rather them win this game because we don't want to play a hungry Bears team. We don't want to play a hungry bear either. That would not be well. We probably get killed by a hungry bear. But the Bears, as a team, we don't want to play them when they're desperate for a win to stay in the division. So that was yesterday. I was hoping to talk a little bit more about that, but we do have to wrap this up. And that was yesterday, Saturday football. There's a ton of good football today. The Buccaneers Panthers. This is a battle for the lead in the NFC South. These two teams will play each other again in January, so this is a very crucial game. And it couldn't have worked out better for entertainment purposes. Chargers Cowboys. It's a good game. There are a lot of losing teams playing today in the early window at least. The Jaguars and the Broncos is a pretty good game. It's actually a great game, one of the better ones today. Probably the best game today. The only game where both teams have double-digit wins, and that could determine a lot in the AFC playoff picture. Steelers-Lions is a good game. And then on Sunday night, we have the Patriots and the Ravens in Baltimore. That's a good game. And I'm excited to watch a lot of good football today and see what happens. And, it's going to be exciting. And yeah, that was today's episode, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.